Guten Morgen, meine Lieben. Wie geht's? Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit late with this video. I meant to do it on Friday. Today's Saturday, so I will be posting it first thing Monday morning. This is a little tiny piece in the book that they don't really go over very well, but I want you to try it. It's kind of fun. It's a big puzzle, and we will be doing it a lot next year. Okay? So basically, we're going to be talking today about the verb to sprechen, which is to speak, but often we talk about something, right? We talk about someone or about something. So that's sprechen über. And I'm going to tell you just what you need to memorize with this construction is that you're always going to use the accusative case after. Remember the direct object accusative case. So if I want to say I'm talking about the table, I would say ich spreche über. Now we have a Tisch. You're going to, I forgot the E, sorry. You're going to remember that this is a der word. So what is going to go here? If it's an accusative, the accusative der is you got it. Den. Okay? That's it. Ich spreche über den Tisch. Or how about, I'm going to talk about the biology teacher. Ich spreche über what is it going to be? You're right. Den Biolehrer. Okay? So far, so good. All right, now it's going to get a little bit complicated because you're going to want to ask. Let's say you walk up to your friends and you hear them talking about something and you want to know what they were talking about. So, what are you talking about? Now, 20, 50 years ago, we were told not to end a sentence or a question with a preposition. What are you talking about ends with a preposition. Okay? We do that in English now. It's just the way we speak. It's not considered a mistake. It is grammatically incorrect, but it is the way we speak. In German, you cannot end a sentence or a question with a preposition. So how are you going to do that? Well, if we were speaking English correctly, we would say, about what are you speaking? So that's the way we're going to do it in German. We're going to start with, now the other thing I need to emphasize here is we talk about something or we talk about someone. Well, über doesn't really mean about. Über means over. And this is the part that prepositions in a foreign language are very, very difficult. You simply have to memorize them. So what you need to do is in your heads all week, you have to have sprechen über plus accusative. Sprechen über plus accusative. Because when you want to say I'm talking, let's say you remember the word for over, which is über, which is over. You're not going to want to do this because you're not going to want to speak over something. Okay? Anyway, you got to remember that to talk about someone is sprechen über. So to ask the question, about what are we talking? Are you talking? You're going to start with über. Okay? So you're going to say über was sprichst du? There is nothing wrong with that sentence. However, there's a really fun German expression that takes the place of this that makes your German sound really, really German. It's called a wo compound. All right, so whenever you want to ask a question with a verb that has a preposition as part of it, which is what sprechen über is all about, and you want to ask the question what you're going to want to use was, because you know that the question word in German is for what is was. You are not going to do that. When you want to say what with a verb that has a preposition with it, you're going to start with wo and you're going to attach the preposition. And not only that, if the preposition starts with a vowel, you're going to put an R right there. So really, this sentence is going to read, worüber sprichst du? About what are you talking? Now, This wo looks a lot like where, doesn't it? The word in German, the question word in German for where is wo. I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that. It does look like where, but it has nothing to do with where when it is attached to a preposition. Okay? So again, one more time, if you want to say what about a verb that has a preposition attached to it, like what are you talking about, then you're not going to use was. You're going to use a wo compound plus the preposition, and if the preposition starts with a vowel, you're going to put an R in the middle. Worüber sprichst du? Okay? So let's go backwards and let's look at another example. I think you can see this, yeah. So if I ask, womit schreibst du? What am I asking? Well, this is to write, right? What do you write? So you're writing. And then a wo compound with a preposition doesn't mean where, it means what. And then this preposition mit, you remember, means with. So this means with what are you writing? What are you writing with? And then obviously the answer would be ich schreibe mit dem Kuli. You don't know this yet. We're going to do dative next week or the week after, one of the two. But mit is a dative preposition, so it has to take the dative case. But that doesn't matter here. What are you writing with? The verb has a preposition, the with, so you have to put the wo on it. Clear? All right. Now there's one little wrinkle, but it's not that. It's actually easier than the wo compound because the wo compound is really kind of foreign. It's basic. I have to erase this. It's basically what we did here. Über was sprichst du? Remember, we weren't going to do that. We started with the worüber for the question word. But that's for a thing, right? That's what. If I wanted to ask a question that would get the answer, the biology teacher. So who are you talking about? Again, who are you talking about? I can't end my question with an about. So I have to start it with the about, which in this case is über. Okay? Now, you cannot use a wo compound with a person. Okay? Just if you're asking a question with a verb with a preposition and you know the answer is a person, you can't use a wo compound. You wouldn't say, who are you talking about? I mean, what are you talking about if you knew it was a teacher, right? Or if you knew it was your friend. Okay, so if you know it's a person, you can't use a wo compound. So you do basically this. All right, about whom are you speaking? So the thing about this is, I think we've gone over this in class once really quickly. You know the question word for who. It's wer, right? Wer bist du? Who are you? Okay? But now, if I want to say, who do you see? You are doing the seeing, so that's the nominative case. That's the subject. So the who in that sentence actually in English should be whom. And nobody ever says whom in English, but it should be whom. It's not the subject. It's the direct object. Because you're doing the seeing and you want to know who it is that you're seeing or whom it is you're seeing. Okay? So the easiest way to remember this is you know that der looks like there. So der in the direct object or the accusative changes to den, right? Well, guess what? The wer that looks like the der changes to wen, which looks like den. Siehst du. So you are doing the seeing, so you can't use wer. Who it is that you're seeing is what you're asking, so it has to be wen. So up here, if you were doing the talking, who are you talking about? That's what you want to know. But you're doing the talking, so what's going to go here? Because it's accusative? Wen. Über wen sprichst du? All right? So what you have to remember here is the wer can be vain. You have to pick which one. So you can have two different questions with this verb. You can have one, whom are you talking about? And two, worüber sprichst du? Okay? I could say, worüber schreibst du? What are you writing about? Right? I couldn't really say, worüber hörst du? Because you don't listen about something, usually. You just listen to something. So the only time that this is going to come up, again, is when you have a verb with a preposition. Okay? And this is the only verb that does this in German 1. So I was going to skip it, but I wanted you to at least have an introduction to it because we are going to do it a lot in German 2. Okay, it is all explained at the bottom of 291 in the red box. Okay, so it tells you, wir sprechen über den Deutschlehrer. And then wir sprechen über ihn. That would be the him, right? And then you would have to ask, über wen sprechen wir? And then if you want to talk about a movie or a book or a video, worüber sprichst du? Oder worüber sprecht ihr? All right? So that's the story for sprechen über. Let me look real quick. I will put some assignments for you. There's one a workbook page that will go over this a little bit. And then we'll move on to the dative case next week. Okay? I hope you're all well. Again, if you have any questions about this or it's confusing when you're doing the workbook, go ahead and put them in the stream, or we'll see each other on Wednesday. We can talk about it then. All right? Okay, gang. Hope you're having a great weekend. Tschüss.